And it was just like I learned to push myself really hard, and like I love looking back and being like I've improved my mentality when it comes to training, you know,
Yeah,
being
yeah.
able to push the boundaries.
Yeah. So is that, and that's another thing I wanted to talk to you about like mindset, because you
Mm.
hear about a lot of the times like athletes before a game, before like championship games, they
Yeah.
do, like a lot of sports psychology and all these guys talk about the importance of like mindset and like visualization and like
Mm.
all that kind of stuff. Do you apply those kind of things too?
Oh
Or,
yeah.
and is that something that in your experience has been like really like important for you?
Yeah, definitely, 100%. I remember when I was growing up, I was lucky. We got because basically when I was growing up, I had a sponsor that helped like find people to. It was an Emirati initiative. They helped bring managers to certain athletes and helped uh like help them out basically to manage them. And this manager helped to find a sports psychologist who helped me out for like a month or two, and I learned so much from him. And also they helped me find training camps. Like I went to America to
Mm-hmm.
train and stuff.
Yeah.
It was really amazing over there. I learned so much from the people that I met there. Anyways, coming back to the sports psychologist, he taught me like how to visualize and help me to execute my race.
Okay.
So he'd literally get me to like sit down, close my eyes, visualize my race like 3 times, and try to like it was really weird, like pick up on every single little detail in my visualization. He'd be like, okay, like it's not just visualizing the race itself, but visualize how the track feels like when you put your fingers on the start line.
Mm.
Like how does the track feel? And like all these little things, I was like, why
Yeah.
why are
Like,
you
what-
making me
How is this relevant? Yeah. Yeah.
yeah, but apparently I don't know, I haven't looked in the research actually, but apparently like visualizing all those small tiny things, as well as obviously how it feels, the movement, exactly how it feels coming out the blocks, going through your phases in the race and stuff, apparently it makes like the visualization more like vivid and then helps you to execute it better.
Okay, interesting.
Apparently.
You're kind of like priming your brain, I guess.
Yeah,
You know what I
yeah.
mean? Like, look out for this, pay attention
Yeah.
to this, and I guess naturally over time, if you've been doing it for so long,
Yeah.
that's when you execute it on like race day.
Yeah. And like another thing that's cool about like athletics is that you're in your own lane in the end of the day. So like whatever someone else does is what they do, you know? You can only focus on what you're doing,
100%.
which is cool. But again, it's also not cool because then sometimes you just want to like, you know, get in someone else's way.
You're competitive, of course.
Yeah,
you want to win the
yeah.
race. No, it makes sense, of course.
So yeah.
And
Yeah.
I can imagine, because like you said, when you left and you trained, competed internationally, and you started racing against people that were on like another level as well. I can imagine it's quite a humbling experience.
Yeah, 100%.
Right?
Yeah.
You're like, because sometimes you think like, yeah, I'm the shit, and then there's always someone that's like bigger, smarter, better. That's like somewhere. So how do you, from a mindset perspective, is it just to focus on yourself and just do the best you can for you, or like what's your mindset when it comes to like competition and that kind of stuff?
So when I first went to like a big competition internationally, and I realized, wow, like so when I was younger, I was for some reason the UAE team wanted to push me to compete against older kids.
Okay.
So I was maybe 15, but I was competing against like 16, 17, 18-year-olds, right? But so when I was competing against those kids, I was thinking to myself, like, you know what? Like, I'm not that bothered by this because they're older than me.
It's not my level of
Yeah,
it's
not,
unfair.
I'm not there yet.
Yeah.
But so at that time, it didn't bother me.
Yeah.
But then when I got older, they put me in, like, I went to the Asian Olympic Games in...
Oh, shit. No way.
Yeah, it was in, like, Siberia. It was so cool. Like, oh, man. I've never... when, like, running with a massive crowd, it's super nerve-wracking. But looking back at it, it was, like, amazing experience.
Yeah.
Yeah, I realized like, geez, there's a lot of fast guys. Yeah, and they were my age, so no excuse.
Yeah, fair.
And I was like, damn, like this sucks. You know, you want to win.
Of course, and especially when you train like as hard as you do and all that.
Yeah.
So at the end of the day, like, of course, like, how do you? Because if everyone's training on the same kind of level and at the same intensity and stuff, how do you, I guess, start to make like close that gap? What needs to change? Because you're both kind of operating at like 100, like training or like working towards this at 100%.
Yeah.
So what do you think are the things that, is it technique? Is it food? Is it training?
Yeah.
Like,
I always try to like, you know, like motivate myself by like looking ahead. Like if I consistently train,
yeah.
all I can do is change what I'm doing, right?
True.
Like continue like to improve myself.
Yeah.
So I need to like just like think like positively, be like, okay, the training that I'm doing is hopefully gonna push me further and further and further. You don't know what's gonna go in like, you don't know what's gonna happen in the person next to you. They might stop. Their body might just stop getting better, you know. But all you can do is just like improve yourself. And I was like lucky enough to have a really good support system, like my family, my friends, my coach who I was with. Like he's an absolute legend. I love that guy. He was always like in my corner, you know. Even now, he's not even my coach anymore. I call him up all the time. And yeah, he's like, those people are the ones that keep you on track, you know. That's mainly it, really. Like if I was by myself, no way I would have stayed on the track.
No, come on, we all need a support system, man. Especially when you're training, like, because I can imagine like the successes, the highs are highs and the lows can be lows, because you're putting in the same amount of work for both. So when the lows come, no, of course you need a support system. We all do. Come on, we're not fucking robots. We need people around to be like, it's okay, you can do it. You know what I mean? So right now, are you still training like to compete and all that kind of stuff? So when, I know, okay, now it's a bit hectic because there's no competition. But when, like, is there another? What competition do you have your eyes set on? What's one that you're like, I want, that's the one.
So I want to become national champ, 100% for seniors. I haven't been a senior national champion yet. So want to definitely do that, senior national champ. Compete internationally for the senior team. And then if like I'm always like, it's always been a dream. Literally, I know the date when I thought about it, and I was like, yes, this is what I want to do. I want to just go to the Olympic Games so badly.
Really? Yeah.
I'd love to do that.
Are you far off? Or I don't think you're far off.
So it's complicated. Like the actual qualifying time for is fast, really fast, and I'm a little bit far off from that. It's like 10:08 or something, right? I'm like a second off. Which is quite a lot. But the way it works is that for countries that do not have any athlete qualifying through the qualifying time, then they can send it's called a wild card entry, which is the fastest athlete in the country can go and compete. Yeah.
Oh, so that's why you're like, you want to become the senior national champ, because you're the wild card player. I got you. That'd be sick, yo. That'd be sick. We'd all come down.
Sounds
like 100%.
For sure. I want as many people down.
The next one's in Tokyo, so like I'm so down.
I'd get like an army of people to come with me.
For sure. And when, so like in the Olympics, like to get there, you said there's a certain time that has to be met. And is the team big? Is it a big team, or like how many people are like?
So the actual Olympic team would be quite big because it's in so many different sports. But compared to other teams, no.
Like in yours for like track.
Oh, for track and field, not massive. No. We don't send many people from track and field to the Olympics, really. Yeah, we don't have that many. Yeah,
that makes sense. It's okay. You'll be the first one. It's fine.
Inshallah.
Inshallah.